We are reading from Caitanya Caritamrita. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are reading from Adi Leela, chapter 5, reading the glories of Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram himself. We are at text 22, in the middle of the purport. This is a verse from Brahma Samhita. Chintamani prakara sadama shukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabir abhipalayatam lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevayamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. So we were reading from the purport, and we are somewhere in the purport. Let me check. Okay. As spiritual sparks of the beings emanating from the transcendental body of the Lord, we are all permanently related with Him and equal to Him in quality.
Shilpa ji, we have to start 22.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we finished 21 yesterday. There are just the time moving for the Leelas of Krishna, but no deteriorating effect of time.
Yeah, but we did this. Maya, the moon, mechanical. Yeah, we did this.
So then we did this one.
And then
we only did up till there. And so everyone has the knowledge to accept the Krishna as the
full mental equilibrium. We did that.
Yeah. Everyone is situated in their original form. So in the spiritual world, everybody is, in the material world, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I think we have to do this.
Yeah, we have to start from here then.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we coming from? We are the spiritual sparks coming from the body of the Lord, which is transcendental. So how we can understand, as we see the sun planet, and there is sunshine coming from the sun planet. So the sun and sunshine are same and yet different. They are same. We say, oh, the sun is in my room, but actually the sunshine is in the room. But yet they are different. If the full sun was there in the room, we would burn, right? So the sunshine has the potency, the heat and the fire of the sun, but in very minute quantities. Similarly, we are spiritual sparks coming from the transcendental body of the Lord. So we have the same quality, Satchit Ananda, but not in the same quantity. And so we are permanently related with Him and equal to Him in quality. Permanently related. The sun and sunshine, they're always together. Sun, sunshine, sunshine, sun. You can't remove one from the other. Similarly, that is our position. We are spiritual sparks of the Supreme Lord. We have a spiritual form also. So the quality is the same, but the quantity, the power is different. The full sun planet has a lot of heat and fire, but the one molecule of the sunshine has this heat and fire, yes, that quality, yes, but the quantity is different. Quantity is different. So the material energy is a covering of the spiritual spark. But in the absence of that material covering, the living beings in Vaikuntha Loka are never forgetful of their identities. They are eternally cognizant of their relationship with God in their constitutional position of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. So then, the Vaikuntha Loka, the living entities who are in the Vaikuntha Lok, they have full knowledge. They are cognizant, eternally cognizant. They understand, they have the knowledge. They are not in ignorance. They are not forgetful of their identities. We in the material world, we are in ignorance. we have forgotten our identity. We have forgotten our relationship with the Supreme Lord, that each of us have a transcendental loving relationship with the Lord. So in Vaikuntha Lok, what are the living entities doing? So in Vaikuntha Lok, they are perfectly full of knowledge. They have that full, complete gyan. And what are they doing? They understand, I have a loving relationship with the Lord. And so they are acting in that relationship. For example, we have loving relationship with our mother or with our child or our spouse. So we have these relationships, and then we what do you say, we act in that relationship, right? We give love, we receive love, we do something for them, they do something for us. That's how we express our love. So this is what's happening in Vaikuntha Lok. Vaikuntha, all the living entities, they perfectly understand their position, their relationship with the Lord, and so they're acting in that relationship. And so their senses are also, because they constantly engage in this transcendental service of the Lord, it is natural to conclude that their senses are also transcendental, for one cannot serve the Lord with material senses. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha Lok do not possess material senses with which to lord it over material nature. So Vaikuntha Lok, over there, they have senses. They have ears, eyes, nose, hands, legs. They have that senses, but those senses are spiritual. They are not material as we have. We have material. We are inside this material body. So our spiritual senses are covered. Why our spiritual senses are covered? Because we want to enjoy separate from Krishna. So Krishna is saying, okay, you don't want to use your spiritual senses, right? You want to enjoy this material world, then you need material senses to enjoy this material world. Okay, so you take this material body. So our real senses are covered with this material body. Persons with poor fund of knowledge conclude that a place void of material qualities must be some sort of formless nothingness. Nothingness. In reality, however, there are qualities in the spiritual world, but they are different from the material qualities because everything there is eternal, unlimited, and pure. So now when we say that something is not material, something is spiritual, then it doesn't mean that the spiritual does not have a form, that only matter has a form. No, it's not that only matter has a form. Matter has material form. In the spiritual world, there is spiritual form. It's the same logic. If in material world, there is material form, in spiritual world, there is spiritual form. Material world, there is material qualities. In spiritual world, there is spiritual qualities. And the spiritual qualities are Sat, Chit, Ananda. Satchid Ananda. The atmosphere there is self-illuminating, and thus there is no need of a sun, a moon, fire, electricity, and so on. One who can reach that abode does not come back to the material world with a material body. So over there, sun, moon, fire, electricity, don't need it. Why? Because it's self-illuminating. The Brahmajyoti, the Brahman is there. The effulgence is there. It's not dark like here in the material world. It's dark at night, and that's the reason we need to turn on our lights. In cities, we can't even experience how dark it is. But if you go to the countryside, where there are no street lights, there's no lights coming from anywhere else, you can really see it's really dark, And especially even if the moon is not there, you can't see anything. We had that experience when we were in Mayapur. We were walking through the path, like going back from the temple to our place. It was really dark. And then because of the moonshine, we could see a bit from the path. Otherwise, it's really dark. So, but in the spiritual world, it's self-illuminating. No need the sun and moon. Oh, but we see sun and moon in the photos. Then what's happening? That's for decoration purpose, for the purpose of pastimes. Make it look beautiful. So, and once we go back to the to the spiritual world, we do not come back to the material world with a material body. You know, Krishna says, one who reaches my abode does not take his birth again in the material world. He says that. There is no difference between atheists and the faithful in the Vaikuntha planets, because all who settle there are freed from the material qualities, and thus suras and asuras become equally obedient, loving servitors of the Lord. So everyone is situated in the original position, situated in loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is no atheist, there is no faithful, there's no devotee, there's no demon. Everyone is loving Krishna, and Krishna is loving everyone. There's no material quality of envy, anger, pride, arrogance, conceit. There's nothing like that. The residents of Vaikuntha have brilliantly black complexions, much more fascinating and attractive than the dull white and black complexions found in the material world. So the Vaikuntha Vasis who have achieved Swarupya Mukti, means have a form same like the Lord. The Lord's form is bluish blackish. So the residents of Vaikuntha who have achieved this Swarupya Mukti, their complexions are also like this bluish and blackish, more fascinating and attractive than the dull white and black complexions found in the material world. So it's all spiritual. Their bodies, being spiritual, have no equals in the material world. The beauty of a bright cloud, when lightning flashes on it, merely hints at their beauty. Oh, when there is a bright cloud, when the clouds are thundering and then there is a flash of lightning. Now, this is just a hint of how they're even more beautiful than this side. Generally, the inhabitants of Vaikuntha dress in yellow clothing. Their bodies are delicate and attractively built, and their eyes are like the petals of lotus flowers. So we have been given a description of the form, the spiritual form of the Vaikuntha Vasis. The bodies are delicate, attractively built, eyes are like petals of lotus flower. Like Lord Vishnu, the residents of Vaikuntha have 4 hands decorated with conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. So these are the Vaikuntha Vasis who have Swarupya Mukti. Swarupya, the form is same like the Lord. It's one of the 4 kinds of mukti, one of the 4 kinds of liberation. They also have 4 hands. Lord Vishnu has 4 hands. The Vaikuntha Vasis also have 4 hands. And Lord Vishnu carries conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. They also carry this conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. The chests are beautifully broad and fully decorated with necklaces of brilliant diamond-like metal, surrounded by costly jewels, never to be found in the material world. So their ornaments are not material. The ornaments are also spiritual. There is nothing material in the spiritual world. It's all spiritual. The residents of Vaikuntha are always powerful and effulgent. Some of them have complexions like red coral cat's eyes and lotus flowers. And each of them has earrings of costly jewels. On their heads, they wear flowery crowns resembling garlands. So here, they are opulent. There is opulence in Vaikuntha. Costly jewels, garlands, necklaces, diamonds, all this, beautiful looking people. This is all Vaikuntha Vasis. And we can go there also. We can also go there if we want to go, if we have a desire to go. So any questions or comments?
No.
No?
No, it's a beautiful description, so we can know, yeah.
Maybe we can just read this also. There are airplanes in the Vaikuntha, but they don't make any tumultuous sounds. Material airplanes are not at all safe. They can fall down and crash at any time, for matter is imperfect in every respect. In the spiritual sky, however, the airplanes are also spiritual, and they are spiritually brilliant and bright. These airplanes do not fly business executives, politicians, or planning commissions as passengers, nor do they carry cargo or postal bags, for these are all unknown there. These planes are for pleasure trips only, and the residents of Vaikuntha fly in them with their heavenly, beautiful, fairy-like consorts. Therefore, these airplanes, full of residents of Vaikuntha, both male and female, increase the beauty of the spiritual sky. We cannot imagine how beautiful they are, but their beauty may be compared to the clouds in the sky, accompanied by silver branches of electric lightning. The spiritual sky of Vaikuntha, look, is always decorated in this way. So we are getting to know about the spiritual airplanes. Our material airplanes are loud. They need a lot of fuel. We have to stand in a lot of long lines, do immigration, so many restrictions now because of COVID, have to even do quarantine, can't even travel easily as before. You know, so much hassle, and then they crash also. And so many of us are packed in one aeroplane. You know. But in Vaikuntha, each have their own private jet. It's their own private jet made of gold, not even of metal, made of gold and jewels, diamonds. And the Vaikuntha Vasis are flying in these airplanes with their consorts, with their partners. Then and the spiritual sky is looking very beautiful, very beautiful. Imagine you see golden aeroplanes flying around. Not like our shape of, our aeroplanes are like, they're not that beautiful. Here, this looks very beautiful with very innate carving. There's some photos we have seen that is very innate carvings are there of gold, and then jewels are there. And very beautiful. There's a nice seat for them to sit. They have a view, 360 degrees view, like that. So we'll stop here for today. It's a long purport.
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.